And we're live. Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching our session. If you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, my name is Veda and this is my husband, Money. And we are basically helping people to build a life of freedom. So if you're somebody who's thinking about starting a business and you're not sure where to begin or what to do, then stick around and listen to us. You might get some useful information from our session. So today we are joined by one of our lovely business partners, Dr. Susie Jacob. And Dr. Susie, thank you so much for joining our session today. Would you like to give a short intro about yourself for our audience?
Absolutely. Thank you, Veda and Money, for today. So it's always a pleasure. It's been a while, I think, since we've had a business chat. And and it's been a while, I think a week or so with somebody else in English. But for those who don't know me, and for the benefit of Money and Veda's page, I like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Susie Jacob. I'm a general practitioner in the UK and also a very proud online business coach. Brief about myself. I've been doing now this business for about 3.5 years, and it's been the best decision in my life. So within 14 months into the business, I was able to completely retire my husband from his private chef job. Within 20 months into the business, I've become part-time from working 50 hours a week, and we spend a lot of time. The main reason why I started this business was for my little girl. I wanted more time with her, and that's exactly what we do now. And also we're able to travel a lot more and see our parents also back home more than what we would like.
What an amazing achievement that you've got. Wow.
Yeah. You know, when you start getting this privilege of every time, okay, when are you coming next? I'm like, the expectations, the bar is higher.
Yeah. But you have the freedom to do that now. So you're
exactly. I can choose whether I want to go, whether I don't want to go, or when I want to go. Like Lewis went to India last year 4 times. This year, our girl's giving her A level. She's also right now. She told us, don't make too much noise because she's bless her heart studying. And she's like telling both of us, don't make noise. So we actually, I think till June, our travels are not much. We just went to Egypt in, just after Christmas. And that was our last holiday, but we are giving it a break because our girl is giving her exams.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. Thank you for that lovely intro, Susie. So myself, as I said, my name is Veda and I work as a teacher in a primary school. Money is a project manager for an IT company. And of course, we are also running this digital business just like Dr. Susie. We also started this again for that time freedom, for the financial freedom, to have more time with our family. Essentially, that's what we all need. We can have the money, but we don't have the time. So that's what essentially we're after. So
I really love this business because it's easy, portable. I can do it anywhere. Doesn't care. So I can, sit on the beach, sit on my, home, anywhere, canteen, restaurant.
So this is what we're trying to teach people what to do. So if you're looking on how to start a digital business or an online business, or to start a business online and to earn online, we're going to give you some information about this business. So we hope that this can help you. So going for the first question, Dr. Susie, can you just briefly explain what is this business all about?
Right, sure. I think that's one of the things, when we come online and people are they're still more confused about what we do. So in simple words, what we do is social media marketing. So, and it very simply speaking, so when you market for our companies and partnerships, and when you make a sale for them, you earn a commission. That is the short and sweet version. Obviously, there's a lot of groundwork behind that. Now, why are we successful? Like, if you visit our pages, you can see our business partners every week actually now. And this is our own team ranking up. And the reason why ordinary people just like us, when I came into this business, had absolutely no idea on how to do social media marketing. My social media presence was one for a birthday, for Christmas, maybe for Easter, or when I go back home to India with my parents, that we've traveled back home or something. That was my limited social media presence. So absolutely no idea on how to do social media marketing. By nature, whether people believe it or not, I am actually an introvert. I don't like approaching people at all. Just the opposite to my husband. And this system is fantastic if you're an introvert like me, because you don't have to go about, after your friends and family or bug or something. We do attraction marketing, and we teach you how to do that. So when you're in our model, what happens is we teach you the 3 pillars. One is for you to earn online. We do social media marketing, so obviously you have to know the basics of social media marketing. So we have our training and resources, which is all video based. So it's just like bite-sized video based information that you can do it at your leisure. So it's perfect for someone like a medical healthcare professional, because if you're doing shift work, not a problem, because it's all video based. You can do it at your leisure. But there's no point just having the videos there, because this is a completely different forte. You have no idea how to do things. So sometimes when you go through things, also, if you are feeling stuck, you will have a coach and a mentor, and you will be part of a team and a community. So even if your coach or mentor is on holiday, there's always a backup plan. You're not going to be left alone. And there's a teacher, there's a coach, there's a mentor, there is all these video-based training. Okay, fantastic. So now you know how to do social media marketing. But most of us, well, I can't say about money. Money is an but like normal people like us, I'm talking about, don't know what coding is, don't want to know what coding is. I really am not interested in such things. But you do need those sort of things when you build in apps, when you have your own website, and Funnel, which is our sales tracking tool. And these are all very, very fancy terms. So I'm sure you're also, I don't want to bore you all with this, but that's exactly what I'm saying. All these boring stuff, we have a back office to look after. But although boring, it's quite important. So that we have a team to set your funnel and website. We have a team that you can, if you are stuck or if something's not working, we do have a ticketing system through which you can then submit your tickets, and then you can get your queries all answered. So we have a good back end to sort the technical side of things. So that's a very good thing. So you have teaching and mentorship and all the video-based training. Then you have a back office that looks at the technical side of things, does all the improvements while you just enjoy benefits. Now, so you have a good team backing you up. You know how to do social media marketing. But if you don't have the right partnerships, you're not going to earn money. You need to know, like I had a doctor who came into the business, and when she came in, she was looking at a second stream of income, and she looked at Amazon FBA. So what they did is they said they will set her system all up, the platform all up, and that's about it. She had no coach, no training, no mentorship. So she didn't know how to do affiliate marketing or anything like that. So there was no training, and Amazon's a big player, isn't it? A big platform. So she had no idea what products she had to choose and things like that. And they were charging her £10,000. And this was about 3 years ago. Yeah. So that's what Amazon does. So, but we are even better. We are actually giving you that, and plus we are giving you our affiliates. So you will get that our partnerships and companies who we work with, you will have tie-ups with them. So you don't have to go looking for products and services, and that's how you earn money. And another thing what we do is, one thing is high ticket is the way to go. Mm-hmm. So what that means is, if you are doing sales of high ticket, you will be able to replace your income with, or even most of your income, with just one sale. Yeah. So if you have one sale, you will be able to replace your income. So how great is that? Rather than marketing trinkets and trashes, as our founders say, something that only it costs £5 and you get 50p for each sale. So how many 50p's you have to be selling to earn a decent like £3,000, isn't it? Doesn't make sense at all.
Exactly.
Here, you just make one sale and it can replace your income. And a lot of us do make more than a sale. Like I make more than a sale a month. So it easily replaces both our salaries. And that's why my husband was able to retire. So we earn, my income plus his income together in a month. At least. That is at least. But there are months I've earned several times than that. So that is the potential of this business. And that's why you can see a lot of people retiring. Like there's lots of people retiring. And again, that's a personal choice, isn't it? You have an option. Like for me, I am earning more than what I earn as a general practitioner, but I want to work. And that's because I want to do it. And that's the freedom that you get. So no one's actually telling you need to quit your job or things like that. You don't. You want to go for your job, you can go. You just want to cut down your hours? Fantastic. That's what I've done. From 50 hours, I work about 27 hours now, nearly half. And it's not affected our income at all. It's actually replaced it, to be honest.
That too in 3 years' time.
Yes, exactly.
Less than 3 years. It was less than 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a life-changing platform. And
Absolutely.
like Susie so rightly said, it's essentially just a business in a box. You have everything there given to you in a proven system. All you need to do is plug in and learn how to make this work for you. And it can work for you because of that amazing community and the mentorship and the coaching. So again, that brings me to our second question. Go on.
Yeah. So usually as a working professional associate, I know you're a very busy doctor. So how much time usually you spend on your business, or someone is approaching new to the business, how much time they need to dedicate to bring up their business up and running in the first few weeks, and then what is the role they want to play on a day-to-day basis?
Okay,
in terms of
Right. So as I've explained, when I started the business, I was working 50 hours. My husband was working 60 hours. So we didn't have a lot of time. And that too, at least now he helps me with the house things. He does the cooking and a bit of cleaning and stuff like that. So I don't look into those sort of bits. He does it for me. I'm spoiled. I know I'm spoiled. You can say that I'm spoiled. It's fine.
Lucky woman.
But there was a time when he was also working. So, imagine I started the business that's how I started. So so I'm going back to where I started. Not much time, working really Monday to and even sometimes Saturday mornings. So not a lot of time. So I used to use pockets of my time, and I realized that I had lots of pockets. And during those pockets, generally what I used to do is scroll or watch Netflix or Prime. So it was a decision to change that lifestyle a bit. So I had to make a decision. That is what I need to do. So for instance, as a general practitioner, I have my morning and afternoon clinic. So there's a bit of lunch. It's not a break. We still have paperwork, but I'm not seeing patients at that time. And I know a lot of general practitioners who have their Netflix in the background. Or I know personally. So I know if you're watching me, sorry. So I know they do that, but they're doing their paperwork or listening to some music. So what I did is I listened to the training. And that principle is called NET, no extra time. So people have a lot of net time with them. So it might be that you work in London, you take the tube or the train. So instead of watching Facebook or scrolling through Facebook or downloading those series, I know you do that because my daughter does that all the time when we travel. So instead of doing that, watch the training. You have 1 hour. So again, that is a productive 1 hour you can use. We have business partners who travel. Obviously, they'll be listening into the training. Please don't watch the training while driving, but listen into the training. So again, those are how we can do. So what I used to do is 15 minutes in the morning, then, a bit of time when I did my paperwork in the practice. And then when I come back, I'm settled things at home. And then I used to probably do another half an hour. So altogether making up maybe an hour or so is what I used to do. And that's all I could give, because that's literally all I could give. The things I changed is, as I mentioned, I cut down on my Netflix and Prime. The other important thing I've done is it might surprise certain people. I stopped watching the news because that was the fun thing I used to do in the morning. That 15 minutes watching the news, that you want to be in control. You have to be that person who knows everything that's happening in the world. I stopped that because I realized that it was very depressing to watch the news. It puts your mood, it's always people dying, people involved, can't get along with people. And you just look at that and say, why can't just people get along with people and, let the world be? And you can do nothing about it.
Yeah.
You can do nothing about it. And one thing I realized about it is that the things I really need to know, I somehow get to know it.
Mhm.
You just try this for a week. Don't watch the news, and you will come to know what you need to know, the news you need to know somehow. And the other irrelevant or depressing part, because actually what I want, made up my mind, is I want to guard my mind and my heart.
Yes.
That's what I want, to guard my heart. Because imagine watching the news first thing in the morning, and that's what a lot of us do. It's all that negativity. The economy is down, there is war in that place, this much people are being killed, or and things like that. You're hearing all that. That's all negative news. Do you pray for them? Yes, we do. You can do that. Nobody's asking you not to do that. But can you do anything more than that? Like, I can't at this point in time. I can't do anything more than that other than pray for them. Yeah. So it is very depressing. So I made up a mind too. So that 15 minutes I got, and you know how much work I can do productively in that 15 minutes. It was unbelievable. So that was one thing I did. It helped my mental state. It helped me guard my heart, and it became more productive in the things that matter. Because when I earn more, I can give back to the community. And I am giving back to my community, locally as well as abroad. So I am doing my part that way. While seeing the news, I was not able to do anything. So I feel I am much more productive and able to give back to the community this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only on the money wise, in terms of the knowledge sharing wise as well. Yeah, right. You're also sharing your knowledge. I mean, the more you learn, you can share with your wider team. They can learn as well. And worst case, we can chit chat after hearing the news.
No, it was just affecting me mentally, really. And I understood it was COVID. COVID was the worst, because the first thing I listened to, how many people died. And then, I used to go to work and start crying, because, I was like, I'm doing all this, but I can't help them. And you have that guilt. And then I understood I really can't help, the world, but I can do something with my life, and I can do the little things. And that's what I'm doing now. I can do can you help your local homeless team, group? Can you give them a meal for Christmas or for Easter or something like that? Can you do something for them? And those are things you can, if you have the money to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how you have to change the world. By watching the news, or something that's happening so far away, my heart goes out to them, but I can't make any difference physically. And, I can only do what God has placed in front of me, how I can change their life. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I decided to do.
That's a very big impact, Susie. Even the small help, it will be a big impact.
It makes me happy, and I know it's making a difference in other people's lives.
People's life as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So if you're a working professional and you're thinking, my glass is half empty because, can I do this business? Yes, of course you can. Your glass is half full. Like Susie said, it depends on what you do with your time and how productively you use it. Drop the things that doesn't matter to you. It's not bringing you anything great in your life. And just focus on something else. If this is something that can allow you to change your life and create that bigger impact on someone else, this is the way forward. So Susie, thank you for that. And one of the last questions I want to ask, I know that when somebody is looking into this business, one of the biggest issues that kind of stops them from moving forward or thinking about starting this business is that what we call a fixed mindset. Right? When somebody's thinking, can I do this business? Will it work for me? Will I be successful? So if somebody is thinking along those lines, what would be your advice to them?
So I think it's a common thought. Even when I came in, I was determined for this to work because I was in a very, very desperate situation with my daughter and her mental health. So I was a very desperate mom looking for a solution. And I was actually suffering in silence, to be honest. And it just took me a long time to come out of that shell. Although now I'm very public about it, but it took me a very, very, very long time to come out of that. So I had a very strong why, but still, you're never sure, isn't it? I have done a couple of things before this. So I think that really helped me. So I wouldn't say those couple of things were a failure for me. It just made me understand why this system would work better for me. I think people are so scared of failure that they wouldn't even try. So that is the problem. The thing is, how I flip the script in my head is, there's nothing called failure. Like one of the things we do, one of the ways we do social media marketing is advertising. So there are so many times, even now, I do something and it's completely flopped. But what I do is I'm not like, oh, this is not for me, I can't do this. No. I go and look at the numbers, look and analyze it, why this has not worked. And when I do that, I know what I need to change the next time. So that's how it is. When things don't work out the way you want to, you will learn something from that situation. And I think that's how people have to flip the script in their brain. Okay, so that's number one. So I was like, no, but you have to have a very, very strong why. And that why shouldn't be like, why do you want to do the business? I want to travel the world. Okay, why? The thing is, your why should benefit somebody more than yourself. Your why should be helpful to somebody else. It should be greater than yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. For instance, if you have elderly parents back home, like I have a new business partner who's coming in, and she was just crying on the phone, and her parents really, really, really worked hard to get her a nursing degree. She was talking about how her dad went from one bank to another to just get the loan. And the thing what they told her dad was like, why do you want to get your daughter educated? Why can't she just go learn something like sewing or something? And she says, my biggest why is my parents don't even have a decent home to stay. And I said, I am living here. I have now a house and a mortgage, but my parents who gave me this opportunity does not even have a decent home. And they won't allow her to take a loan out. They will refuse it flat because she thought about taking a loan out. She said, I want to make sure I give them a proper place to stay. Now that is a big why.
That's a big why, yeah.
That is a very big why. Because the way she said it, from bank to bank that man went and people were insulting him. So that is a big why. You want to be there. Your parents might not be well, and you want to go spend some time with them without worrying about how your bills are going to be paid. That is a big why. You have children who are not well, whether physically, mentally, or whatever, and you just want to be a present parent. Now, that is a big why. Now, if you have such a strong why, then you will do what it takes. So generally, I say those are the people who do extremely well because they have a very, very strong why. So even if tough times come, they will just push through because they will not take no for an answer.
They will find a way, right? They will find a way.
If something doesn't work, it won't be like, okay, this is not for me. Because if your why is not strong, you'll say, oh, I knew it. This was never meant for me. And this is just a waste of my time. But if your why is that strong, you will do it. You will not give yourself an excuse. You will find a way.
And this sort of people just need a right system and the opportunity and the right mentorship, right? That exactly we can provide here.
Yeah.
Oh.
And when you have a very strong why, there's a verse in the Bible that says you know, your thoughts, your life follows your path of your most dominant thoughts. So there is a, I just paraphrased it, but that's what it is actually. So what you think about the most is who you become.
Yes.
As a man, the actual verse is, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's not even so he becomes, so is he. Because you'll be always thinking about, how can I solve this? How can I solve this? So it'll be the most prominent thought in your brain. How can I fix this? So that's number one. So when you have a strong why, you will push through the storms. And another thing is consistency. People who consistently do the things they need to do far outreach people who are intelligent.
Mhm.
Because I can tell you, in our team, there's a lot of intelligent people, but they are not outdoing people who are not as intelligent as they are, because the other person is just being consistent and committed. So you need to be consistent and you need to be committed, because even if you're not perfect, we are not looking for perfection. People are looking for authenticity. Because if you come and do everything the perfect thing, you know what they're going to say? People are going to say, oh, they'll say, oh, probably Dr. Susie can do it. Like, I can't do it. They'll have that mentality. And I think that was my biggest breakthrough, because when I actually switched my brand in the middle, and I started doing ads in my own language. Now, I was brought up abroad, so did not learn Malayalam, speak very broken Malayalam, and I've not married a Malayali. So it doesn't help really. So, it's only when I speak to my parents, when I come on the phone, that I'll speak some broken Malayalam. But I just went as I am, and people loved it. And I couldn't believe it that people loved it. But you know what people loved? People loved me being authentic, me being that girl who spoke that broken Malayalam. And very simple, because I can't say tough words. It's such a tongue twister. I think it's one of the toughest language out there. It's such a big tongue twister. You just can't get the words. Sometimes the number of times I have to keep repeating some words just to get it out. So, and that was me being my authentic self, and I was just being raw and real.
Mhm.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And it absolutely worked. So people are not looking for the perfect you. They're looking for the imperfect you, because when they see the imperfect you give them hope that they are able to do this.
Yeah, not shiny objects.
Yeah,
Yes.
not shiny objects.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
And you have to trust the process. You have to that this is a process. Some people reach their destination quicker, because the thing is, it's not about reaching ranks, it's about becoming the person. So
Right.
actually the only hindrance from you going to the next level is you, really. There are some, it's like we say, it's like the onion peel. You have to start peel out certain things. And when you peel out certain things in your life, what happens is, like the onion peel, you start crying because you don't want to give them up. You don't want to stop watching those Netflix. You don't want to start stopping. I want to just eat that chocolate. If you're looking for health improvement, no, I want to eat that chocolate. Oh, no, I can't eat. And you're peeling off the onion peels, and you're crying and crying and crying over it. So the quicker you cry and peel it off, the quicker you can reach your destination, really. And that's what I found. So some people are quicker in that process than other people, but you just have to trust the process. Because for you to, when you get the success, we don't want it to be like a person who wins the lottery, because 90% of them are broke in a year. Why? Because they don't have the mindset to actually sustain that breakthrough.
Yeah.
Because they're already probably having a scarcity mindset. They probably spend it in the wrong places, and then after a year they're broke. So when you reach that certain level of success, you're able to sustain that because your mind has been renewed and changed.
Yeah.
So I have to say, this business has really, really changed me as a person. I can't believe how negative I was 3.5 years ago. Such a negative. Now I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a negative person I was. And I can't, the complete transformation that's happened in the past 3.5 years. And can you believe it? A business has done that.
Mm. Yeah,
More than the business, I would say it's a community have done it.
it's the people that
It's
you're
the people
surrounded
you're
by.
surrounded with.
Yes, of course, it's your associates that help you. But did you ever think something like this could change you?
No, we didn't come into the business thinking that we are going to change as a person.
Yeah.
Didn't come in.
I didn't. I just wanted money to spend time with my daughter. I came with a selfish attitude. I'm
Yes.
telling you, I came with a selfish because I wanted to spend time with her. That's it. That's it. And I'm
Yeah.
not ashamed to say that, because I'm sure there are some of you like, oh, now they are like absolute saints. No, I didn't come in as a saint. I came in because I wanted money to be more with my daughter. That was it.
Yeah.
But actually, something better than that happened in my life.
Yeah, I think, like you said, most people, including ourselves, we all come in with that mindset because that's where we are at that point in time. We're coming in because we think money is going to replace everything. But coming into the business, I think we have found a different purpose. And I think that's the biggest takeaway that I get from this business. It's the purpose that we have found. So again, we came in with that negative mindset. It's completely transformed us, who we are, and the person that we want to be. We're getting there. It is a journey, and I think that's, if you're looking into the business, that's the kind of growth mindset that you want to be at. As long as you have that willingness to just be open to learn, this can work for you. You can make that work for you. That's all it is. It's in your hands, essentially.
Exactly. Nice one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Susie. I hope everybody that you kind of learned a lot of information from this. There was a lot of fun chit chat, some scientific info there. Dr. Susie's experience, our experience. And if you still have any other further questions, feel free to reach out to either of us. We're always here to support you and to answer your questions and to kind of give you a clear picture of what we have to offer. And then it's up to you to decide if this is for you. So feel free to get in touch with us, and we'll see you soon on another live. So thank you, Dr. Susie.
Guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.